On May 3, 2026, fast-moving thunderstorms brought destructive winds to parts of eastern China's Shandong province, as sudden and intense gusts swept through urban and suburban areas, causing disruption and localized damage in multiple cities, including the provincial capital Jinan. The severe weather developed rapidly during the afternoon as atmospheric instability intensified across the region. By late afternoon, towering storm clouds had formed over central Shandong, advancing quickly toward major population centers. In Jinan, skies darkened dramatically shortly after 4 p.m. local time, creating near-dusk-like conditions in a matter of minutes. What followed was a sudden and forceful surge of wind. Residents reported that calm conditions shifted almost instantly to powerful gusts that intensified within minutes. The leading edge of the storm brought strong outflow winds, followed by bursts of rain and frequent lightning, producing a chaotic and rapidly changing environment. Meteorological authorities stated that most areas recorded wind gusts ranging from force 7 to 9 on the Beaufort scale. However, localized reports indicated far stronger bursts, with some gusts approaching or reaching force 12 at the peak of the storm. Winds of this magnitude are capable of producing significant localized damage, especially in densely built environments where loose objects are easily mobilized. At street level, the impact of the winds was both immediate and widespread. Large numbers of electric motorcycles were blown over, particularly in residential compounds, sidewalks, and commercial districts where two-wheelers are commonly parked in tight rows. In several locations, entire lines of parked vehicles were knocked down in the same direction, suggesting strong and sustained gust fronts moving through the area. Temporary structures were among the most visibly affected. Outdoor tents were lifted, torn loose, or completely blown away, with some seen collapsing mid-air or being carried across open spaces before falling. Market stalls, roadside canopies, and lightweight installations were damaged or displaced, creating scenes of scattered debris across streets and public areas. Eyewitnesses described objects being swept across roads, including plastic barriers, signage, and small equipment. Tree branches snapped under the pressure of the wind, while leaves and dust were lifted into the air, briefly reducing visibility and contributing to hazardous conditions for both pedestrians and drivers. The sudden deterioration in weather conditions led to immediate disruptions. Traffic slowed significantly as drivers responded to falling debris and reduced visibility. Some vehicles pulled over to avoid the strongest gusts, while pedestrians sought shelter in nearby buildings. In some areas, the combination of strong winds and airborne debris created short-lived but dangerous situations. Authorities had issued a yellow alert for thunderstorm gales ahead of the event, warning that convective systems could produce short bursts of strong wind. However, the speed at which the storm intensified left limited time for precautionary measures in some locations. Beyond Jinan, similar wind-driven storm activity was reported across other parts of Shandong, including Qingdao, Zibo, and Weifang. These areas experienced comparable conditions, with strong gusts, lightning, and brief periods of rainfall. Despite the presence of precipitation, meteorologists noted that wind was the dominant and most damaging element of the system. Experts explained that the event was driven by the interaction between a weak cold air mass moving southward and warm, moisture-rich air already established over eastern China. This interaction created a highly unstable atmosphere, favorable for the rapid development of convective storms. Within these storms, intense downdrafts played a critical role. As cooled air descended rapidly from higher altitudes, it accelerated toward the surface and spread outward upon impact, generating powerful straight-line winds. These downburst-like processes are often responsible for the most damaging wind gusts in thunderstorm events and can produce highly localized but severe impact. Although there were no immediate reports of widespread casualties, minor damage was observed across multiple districts, particularly involving temporary structures, outdoor facilities, and parked vehicles. Cleanup efforts began shortly after the storm passed, as residents and local services worked to clear debris and restore normal conditions. Power supply in most areas remained stable, though brief fluctuations were reported in isolated locations. Emergency response teams monitored conditions but were not required to activate large-scale interventions.
哇操！你看这树都抖了，我操，车都抖了！快快快快快！ Meteorological authorities emphasized that such events are common during the transition from spring to early summer in northern China. However, they warned that the combination of sudden onset, short duration, and localized intensity makes these storms particularly dangerous,
especially in densely populated urban environments. Residents were urged to remain alert during periods of unstable weather, secure loose outdoor items, and avoid open spaces when storms approach. Officials also stressed the importance of monitoring real-time weather updates, as convective systems can develop and intensify with little warning. As seasonal weather patterns continue to shift, similar episodes of strong wind-driven thunderstorms are expected to occur in the coming weeks, particularly during late afternoon and evening hours when atmospheric conditions are most favorable for convective development.